for both of you, is there a moment that is like doing voice work, or a moment, writing in a series that is your favorite, or I guess that you're most proud of? And is there a moment that if you had the chance, you'd like to go back and do differently?
Well, for me, I think my tagline was really important because we tried a bunch of different things with the Blackarachnia Terrorize, because that was when she switches. So that was kind of fun when we actually came up, when they decided on what they wanted for that. Like, that was a cool moment because that's your signature, right? You know what? I mean, I'm not a perfectionist, but I don't like to admit that I'm a perfectionist, but absolutely. Like, anytime I work on anything and I watch it or I go back and I see it, I'm like, oh, I should have done it this way, or I should have tried something differently. But in hindsight, you kind of have to put your faith into the people that, know what they're doing, the professionals, and know that no matter what, they're going to get what they want sounding out of your voice. Otherwise, they won't record it, or they won't, you'll get notes, or you'll get them to re-record a line, for instance, if it didn't sound right. But yeah, as a person, like anything, I mean, in your job too, it's like you could do the best that you can, but you can always do better.
Have you ever had that moment where you watch an episode and you say, why did they go with that take?
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Yeah, I think so. And I think too that when you watch it, like you said, when you watch it in its context, sometimes you think, oh, that's interesting. And sometimes less is more. Sometimes instead of always trying to drive the point home, it's sometimes better to take a little step back, like Bob was saying earlier. And instead of like in your face, it's like in your face. You know what I mean? So.
But there have been times where, they do multiple takes on all of these lines, and I've had instances where there was a really, really great line reading, and then when I watched the episode, it's like, they picked the wrong one.
Or they picked the wrong
one. Why did they go with that take? And the other one, there was one that was so much better. And sometimes it's kind of puzzling, and sometimes you just think, I wish I'd been there to say, no, you really wanted to use the other one. And there was one line in a Godzilla episode that I wrote where Marty flipped the line around during the record. It's like, hey, instead of saying, I'm going to script the line now. The line was, let's see what color you bleed, lizard. And Marty's like, hey, why don't we flip it around? It's like, okay, lizard, let's see what color you bleed. It's like, let's do that. So we recorded it, and they went with the original line when they did the episode. And I'm like, no, we made that better.
That's what happens.
And it's one of the things you have no control over. And it's like, okay, well, that's... But the moment that's really wonderful is when you've seen that something really landed, When you see the episode and it's like, okay, we really sold that one. We really got that story out there. And it's really satisfying when you see an episode that looked really good on paper that winds up being so much better when it's finished.
Right.